Hey, welcome to another episode of Unfiltered. We are closing out the month of July. That's right. Where does the time go? Who knows? I know where I go first, and that's right, to click on the credits because the computer's acting real slow again, and it'll take time for the credits to load up. So, it's the end of July, which means this past Saturday was the 40th anniversary of my 17th birthday. That's right. I'll let you folks figure that out. In other words, I'm old, too old for any of this nonsense that's going on in the world, too old to care about anybody but me. So, you folks know I love you, right? Let's start. I'm trying to think of what's been going on. And it hasn't been a whole lot because I've really been, down. I spent my birthday watching TV because, it's the only thing that doesn't... The whole eye thing is really cutting down on my activity because, it's not nice to be outside and not be able to take pictures. It's kind of a hassle to drive because I've got this whole blurry side over here. I don't know. Anyway, hopefully by the end of next month it'll all be taken care of, except, this was not a surprise, but a surprise, and came exactly on my birthday. When I got the mail on Saturday, guess what was there? A nice birthday present. It was a bill from the anesthesiologist for when I had the retina surgery. Almost $2,000. Now, let me tell you, I believe I was only out for like 2 hours or 3 hours. For $2,000, I could have got drunk enough to go through this eye surgery and still have a bunch of money left over. I don't know. I'll get it paid somehow. I put my photography business in overtime, trying to sell all my crap, and I don't know. Hey, but anyway, that's life, And because everything revolves around money, it's all money, and if you don't have money, it's added stress. If you do have money, it's, hey, no problem. So, yeah, I'm a little down. And, of course, being... birthday month, it's car registration, which that gets easier every year because, the car registrations are based on what your car is worth. So, the older your car gets, the less your registration payments are. And then there's inspection, and it's got to go down. It had a safety recall on Toyota Sienna vans in the year that I bought. It got recalled for a problem with something in the electronic sliding rear doors. And again, it's, because somebody didn't want to muscle a door open or hinged doors on a van were a problem. I don't know why they were a problem, but apparently they were a problem, and you needed sliding doors on your van. And then, because they were so hard to open and slide, you needed electronic open and slide doors, and now everything's damn electronic. And when crap like that breaks down, there's really nothing you can do. It's electronic. So here's the problem with my van. Every now and then, the side door unlatches. It gives me a door open signal. So I have to find a place, pull over, and shove the door back in. Look at that big pain in the ass. Let me tell you. All for, convenience. Let's make everything electronic. Let's make everything so that people can't figure the crap out. Makes me mad. So, I don't know. So that's got to go in the shop. I called Toyota, and they said, well, we'll order the parts, and we'll give you a call, and it's going to take about half a day to fix, so we're going to need you to leave your vehicle here for a while. For one thing, this is a recall. So why doesn't every Toyota service place in America have the parts it needs to fix the stuff. They have to order it. Again. What do? Let's go over here for the real rant. Hit all the right buttons. All right, I hit the right button. I hate it when I hit the wrong buttons, but sometimes it happens, you know? And especially, I filmed this show as if it were live. I don't make any cuts. I don't take anything out. If I screw up, you see the screw up, you laugh right along with me, because I know when I screw up. And sometimes I screw up and you don't even know it. But I do. Here's something that's bothering me that's on a local level. And it's coming up. It's nothing that's super pressing, but it's something to think about. And I mentioned to Mike Daniele this morning when he did his little Facebook Live that I was going to talk about this tonight. And he wanted to know what it was. And I said, you've been scooped by Unfiltered. How's it feel? We love you, Mike. We love everything you do. Your newscasts in the morning are spot on. A great guy. And your Facebook Live, hey, if you folks at home want a little behind the scenes kind of a look at how a local news radio station or a local talk radio station does its newscasts in the morning, tune in at Facebook Live. First of all, go to Facebook Live and follow Mike Daniele. And then tune in at 7 a.m., 7:30 a.m., and 8 a.m. Sometimes it's a minute before, a couple minutes before. Sometimes it's a few minutes after. But Mike does a little Facebook Live behind the mic thing where he talks about the news, gets your input. He loves to know if you're from out of the area, what the weather's like in your area and what's going on. A community news kind of a thing. Let him know what's going on, and you know, you might get your name on the radio. I have, not always for good things, but anyway. So here's the scoop, Mike. Yesterday, Cheshire TV got an email from Time Warner / Spectrum / Comcast / whatever the hell they are now. All right, again, don't get me started on corporations because, you know, when it comes to monopoly, that's what life is all about. It's the fat cats, and eventually one guy is going to own everything. So Cheshire TV got a message yesterday talking about Spectrum upgrading the entire channel lineup to a digital-only signal. Apparently, this change will allow Spectrum to deliver more channels that you don't watch, better picture and sound quality, you know, all the time suffering, you know, and I'm not sure if the better picture quality is when you get those little digital breakup things or the picture freezes for a couple minutes. You know, that's digital. Anyway, it's going to increase internet speeds to people who don't pay for cable but pay for internet. So those people don't care what your TV is like. Apparently, Channel 8 and Channel 10, if you can still even call them that, are moving. That's right, the old Spectrum cable system TV, screw the customer, dial roulette is going to happen. We're going to play the dial shuffle, change stuff around. Apparently, Cheshire TV will now be seen on channel 1301 and 1302. starting on October 2nd. And of course, with the email, they sent a suggested message that Cheshire TV runs and we put out to the customer. So I thought, being unfiltered, and not as an employee of Cheshire TV, because regardless of where we are on the dial, it's not going to really affect my job. But as a television producer, as a member of Cheshire TV, and as a person who does a weekly show that you folks watch and love and hate, I know. Half the people are going, no, we hate you. But you're still watching. So I'm concerned for you folks. Because for one thing, you'll turn on October 2nd or October 3rd or whatever day this actually happened, you'll turn on, whatever channel you've been watching. And me, I have at the house, we have the TV in the living room that's got a converter box. It's got one of them big, chunky tabletop boxes from Time Warner so that Mom can get all the channels going all the way up in the basic system. And it's got the guide on it and everything else. In the bedrooms, we have just the cable plugged into the back of the digital TVs, brand new but digital TVs. And I watch Channel 8 in my bedroom on channel 135-8. And I watch 10 on 135-10. So I don't need anything to watch our channels. Apparently, with this change, and here, let me start, I'll read the entire suggested message. On October 22nd, 2018, channels 8 and 10 new locations will be on channel 1301, 1302, 1301, 1302. This will be carried in the basic service tier. Customers will be required to have a Spectrum receiver on each TV. If you have an existing set-top box, digital transport adapter, which is the little tiny box, or retail device with a cable card on each TV, you will be unaffected by the change. Otherwise, to order your Spectrum receiver, please go to spectrum.com/digital now or call 1-844-278-3409 and Charter will ship a self-installation kit directly to your home at no additional cost. You can also visit the Bangor Cable Store in Maine to pick up your equipment. If you need equipment, customers are eligible to receive a converter at no additional charge for a limited period of time. Please note, if customers have TVs without equipment issued by Spectrum, you will lose the ability to view these channels. No, I don't put my coffee on the desk with all the equipment. It goes on the floor, under the desk. A smart man taught me that. So, that's the suggested post, or suggested message. It's the last sentence is what bothers me. If customers have TVs without equipment issued by Spectrum, you will lose the ability to view channels. This is nothing more than a ploy to get money. And I know it said if you need equipment, customers are eligible to receive a converter at no additional charge for a limited period of time. But what about after that limited period of time? You have a DVR in your house. You pay a monthly fee for that DVR. Guess what? Now everybody, regardless of whether you have a digital TV or an analog TV, will end up paying some kind of a monthly charge for equipment issued by Spectrum. I suggest you don't use this 844 number. I suggest you shuffle right on down to Eagle Court in Keene. Because God knows when you call these Spectrum cable toll-free numbers, you don't talk to anybody local. A lot of times you don't talk to anybody, period. Because these folks at Spectrum know that the angry calls are coming, so they won't answer their phones. This whole process started about 5 years ago when Lee Perkins was still running Cheshire TV. When everybody who had an older TV had to get one of those little digital audio transport things in order to watch our channels, in order to watch public, local channels. And the people that watch local TV could not care less about the soap opera channel, the entertainment channel, 57 news channels. They don't care about any of that. They want local content. And it shouldn't cost them an arm and a leg to see local content. That's all I'm saying. I don't know. It's a ploy to suck more money out of the cable subscribers. Is what it is. By a monopoly, because in Keene, we have no other cable choice. To me, that's the definition of monopoly. When there's one company with no other choices. Some of you are saying, Rick, you got Dish TV, you got stuff like that. But no, you don't. There are a lot of places in Keene. I live in Tanglewood. That's surrounded by trees. I can't get Dish TV because we don't have the clear view of the sky. Otherwise, yeah, I'd be Dish TV all the way. I upload these shows to YouTube for the simple fact that a lot of you don't even watch TV anymore. All you do is stare at your damn TV screens or your phones. It's an ever-changing world. The cable companies are trying to shore themselves up because they see the end of cable coming. That's what it is. The end of cable. Maybe. I don't know. Everybody wants to make so much damn money these days. It's all about advertising, and it's all about, money and greed. It's all about greed. I keep telling you people that. And I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know an answer to greed. People wanting more. People always wanting, just a little more, just a little more, just a little more. Get to a point and say, look, I've got enough. What's that point? That's what we have to figure out. We have to figure out what the point of what is enough. Because 1% of the people in this country have 99% of the wealth, and the rest of us are stressed out and killing each other over it. Something has to change, And no, it's not socialist government. It's people helping people, People doing for people. And we should go back to the barter system, You do for me, I do for you. So, I don't know. I don't have the answers. I've just got questions. And I'm here to make you folks think a little bit about what's going on in the world, what's going on in your life. I don't know. Let's see. I don't sound much different being a year older, do I? Age is just a thing, man. Just a thing. You're only as old as you act. And I try and act immature as much as I can, you know? But I do have a serious side too. And I'm passionate about things, you know? Maybe I'm not passionate about the same things you are. 7 minutes left, all right. For instance, coming in this morning, I heard on Danny Mitchell's radio talk show this morning, he was talking about President Trump and the Italian, I believe it was the Italian prime minister had come over, and they did all their thing, and they did the press conference, and Danny said, of course, I didn't watch it. I'm trying to stay away from that stuff. Trying to stay away from the news, because the news is meant to divide us. He was saying, you know, they did the press conference, and the Italian prime minister just kind of stood there, and Danny was wondering, you know, what it must have been like to be the prime minister, or the president, I guess president of Italy. And, you know, be standing there during the press conference and have all of the American media concentrating on you know, Trump's latest tweet, you know, the latest, you know, sex scandal, all this kind of stuff. And it dawned on me, it's like, yeah, the world must see us as the most superficial pricks ever. Because we don't care about, you know, we don't care about what's going on in the EU. We don't care about what's going on with nuclear weapons. We don't care about any of that stuff. We only want to know about the sex scandals. We only want to know about Russian collusion. Well, guess what? I tried to change people's minds on how to vote. You know? So, am I a bad guy? It's dumb. It's completely dumb. Just think about that. Think about your life, the enjoyment that you could have in your life if you just turn off that TV. I'm trying to think, did I mention last week? Or did I hear it at the end of last week? There was a thing that said, a study that said that most kids spend less than 1 hour a day outside. The majority of kids, I think it was age 6 to 18 or something like that. Another thing I heard on Danny Mitchell's show said that the majority of kids within that age range spend less than an hour a day outside. Prisoners get an hour a day outside. Wow. Wow. That's unbelievable. And think about that the next time you talk to me about the future of this planet, about the environment. Why do we need to save the environment when nobody goes outside? Use your brains, people. Don't say that the environment is important when nobody even ever looks at it anymore. We think nothing of tearing down a whole forest to build a friggin' parking lot or to build a school. Huge school. We think nothing about that. Something to think about. Then again, like I always say, who am I? I don't know. I don't know. And who am I anyway? Who cares? You know, my opinions, you have your own opinions, I'm sure. And whether they mesh with mine or not, it doesn't really matter. You know? I'll treat you good if you treat me good. That's basically the only rules you need. All right, we're rolling down on time, and I'm tired of blabbing. So remember, get in touch with Spectrum, and my suggestion again, run right down to Eagle Court today, tomorrow, next week. Walk into that office and say, what the hell is going on? Explain this to me. Make them do their work. That's all I'm saying, you know. Make them earn, and make them responsible for the changes they make, you know. So, anyway. All right, go back over here to this other camera. And credits are all loaded up, and I am about out of things to say. Again, you know, watch me on Cheshire TV, you know, and that is one of the reasons why back in the very beginning, Lee Perkins never associated a number with our Cheshire TV logo, because this happens all the time. Cable companies trying to separate you and me. Go down there, tell them you won't stand for it. Anyway, till next week, I'm Rick Blood. This is Unfiltered. Peace.